Everyone watching this video is destined for greatness, and I say that as an absolute fact because out there's an alternate reality of you that does everything you set out to do today. I'm talking waking up early, going to the gym, doing all your schoolwork or just normal career work, planning your online business, DMing your clients. Everything you've planned to do, you achieve it. The problem is, a lot of times we don't do what we actually set out to do in a day and we end up being unproductive. But in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how you can solve that. So on screen, I've got just some of my achievements from the past year alone. So I've grown this YouTube channel to over 10,000 subscribers and more by the time you've watched this video. I've achieved a 2-1 at Imperial College London studying civil engineering, which by the way, is the second hardest and best university in the whole wide world. If you look at it, MIT is only above it in the latest rankings. It beats out Oxford, Cambridge, Harvard, and that's just to name a few. Alongside that, I've been growing my own TikTok pages, faceless TikTok pages. My best one's over 500,000 followers a few years back, and getting money in the Creator Awards program. And of course, at the same time, building up my physique, going gym consistently, keeping fit, and of course, having fun times with on dates with my friends, etc. Basically living a well-balanced life and achieving a lot in a little bit of time. So this is my productivity hack, and as I said down here, if you don't believe me, just try it. I know a lot of people will be skeptical saying, oh, productivity hacks don't really work and this and that. I'm telling you guys for an absolute fact, this has worked for me. And it's not super hard to implement. If anything, it's really easy because I'm not a very rigid person. I don't like these 2 hours of working, 5-minute breaks. I don't like all these agendas. I like keeping stuff very simple to achieve an awful lot because we all get 24 hours in our day. Whether we like it or not, we've all just got 24 hours and it's up to you how much you want to achieve in that time. So let's get into it with the first apparent truth that a lot of people haven't realized yet, but it's true. You are a procrastinator, and you are a procrastinator because if you weren't, you would not be watching this video. You'd be doing something productive right now. You'd be out there DMing your clients, creating content for your TikTok or YouTube page, or anything along those lines. You'd be doing something productive towards your goals. Why are you watching this video? Because clearly, for one reason or another, you're procrastinating and you're trying to find out the reason why. But that's okay, because I'll tell you why in this video. And look, the same with me. Everyone procrastinates to a certain extent. What we need to do is we need to limit the procrastination. It's impossible and improbable to assume that we're going to completely cut out procrastination from our lives because that's not really feasible. At some point, we're going to chill out, we're going to watch this, we're going to watch that, and we're going to relax. The key is if we're doing that during relaxation times and not during work times. That's the real key. So, why are you procrastinating? Well, for me, it comes down to two main reasons. Number one, it's not worth it. Now, it's not worth it is actually apparent, in my opinion, most of the time, 70 to 80% of the time. The it's not worth it fallacy basically means you don't want to spend time doing a task that either you don't want to do or do want to do because you believe it's not going to be worth it in the long term. Let me put it this way, right? You don't want to watch a 4-hour course on how to video edit because you're not sure whether you'll even be able to get clients by the end of the video. So by that case, it won't be worth it if you can't make money from it, aka you can't get clients. Does that make sense? A lot of times people procrastinate on what they should do / want to do because they feel like they're doing it, but they're not really sure whether it will end up being worth it or just a complete waste of time. Let me put it this way, right? When I release videos on my YouTube page and no one was watching them, in many cases, it won't be worth it because me dropping a video is not going to get me paid. And a lot of people think that way. They want to post on TikTok, they want to start drop shipping, they want to learn Google ads, but they're not sure whether all they're doing is going to be worth it in the end. So they feel like they'd rather be doing something else, aka having fun or trying something completely different because they're not sure what they're doing has got the light at the end of the tunnel. And the second reason, no deadlines. Now, when it comes to a lot of personal ambitions, whether it's down to starting your own side business, whether it's going to the gym or XYZ, meditation, dieting, anything along those lines, unless you've got a mentor, very, very easily you can fall down at the fact that there's no deadlines imposed. It's completely self-driven. It's not like school where your teacher tells you, I need the homework in by the end of the month. It's not like work where your boss tells you by the end of the day, I need you to do this Excel spreadsheet. It's not like that at all. When it's your own business, when it's your own fitness routine, when it's your own diet, it's completely down to you. You have to impose your own deadlines. And the problem is a lot of people either don't impose deadlines or when they do impose deadlines, they don't impose it with any rigidity. They just say, oh, I'll do this by the end of the week. But there's not really any consequence for not doing it. At least at school, if you didn't do your homework in time, you'd either miss recess, lunch break, you get a detention, something along those lines. So there's a consequence, there's a punishment of not doing things at the right time. But we don't do that as humans for ourselves for some reason. A lot of people don't. They say, okay, I'm going to go to the gym today. If they don't go gym today, what's the punishment? There's no punishment. They still just sit at home and watch Netflix, play video games, etc. You know what I mean? So you need to impose deadlines. Now, don't be ultra strict with yourself. I know Parkinson's law dictates that if you spend an hour cleaning your room or 10 minutes cleaning your room, both will get done in time because effort just fills the void of time left. So you'll just do less effort because there's more time you have to do the task. I understand that. But the way I look at it is, right, with deadlines, set daily deadlines mostly. Because if it's daily and you break it down into small chunks, it's much easier and you keep accumulating little wins, if that makes sense. So let's get into each of the problems, starting with it's not worth it fallacy. So these three men on the screen, Cristiano Ronaldo, Elon Musk, and Michael Jordan. So what is common about these men? Well, of course, they're all highly successful, but they're all highly successful, I believe, down to multitude of factors, but inherently because they have a lot of self-confidence and belief that it was going to work out. Cristiano Ronaldo came from a very poor family in Portugal, but he did not stop trying to be a professional footballer. Elon Musk was on the brink of collapse with Tesla and SpaceX at the same time, but he did not stop and he found a way to make it work despite the fact that SpaceX rockets kept blowing up mid-orbit. Michael Jordan equally, right? He's missed how many shots in his career? Couldn't really make the high school team. A lot of these stories surrounding these people, but they did not let it stop them. And they felt like it was always going to be worth it. And this is the key factor. You've got to build up a little bit of a lot of confidence, a little bit of arrogance. A healthy dose of arrogance is not a bad thing whatsoever. A lot of people look at arrogance and they see it as a bad thing. And yes, too much arrogance and pride and ego can be your downfall. I agree 100%. But a little dose of arrogance is never a bad thing. Arrogance in yourself and your own abilities to the extent where you go, it's going to be worth it. So for me, right, when I was posting videos on TikTok to not a single following, same on my YouTube channel here, I was not getting any views or followers for my videos, but I kept posting because I had that sort of unwavering self-confidence that it was going to all be worth it and it was all going to work out in the end. I had no clue of how I was going to get to $10,000 a month or this many subscribers or this many followers on TikTok, etc. I had no clue how I was going to get there, but I had the belief that I will get there. Therefore, every single piece of content I posted along the way became worth it because it led me up to my goal that I was eventually going to achieve. Now, I'm not at the point where I'd say I've achieved my goal, but I'm definitely much further along the path there, and I'm earning very good money every single month doing content creation. So my thought process a few years ago when I first started on TikTok and of course on YouTube a couple years ago as well, was never that it wasn't going to work out. It was always that self-fulfilling just prophecy and confidence, you can call it borderline arrogance, that it was all going to work out in the end. And you need to adopt that same mindset. You need to believe that you are the G, you are that guy, like you are him or you are her, and it's all going to work out. So when you want to learn dropshipping or make money from dropshipping, every single thing you do towards that is going to be worth it because you are going to make it. You have to believe that, because if you don't believe it, no one else will. So right now, believe in yourself that you are that person. You are going to be that person to make you and your family rich. So if you want to make money through copywriting, believe that every single course you do towards it, every single client you DM towards it is going to be worth it. Because just imagine that in 5 years' time, you are going to become a millionaire from it, earning $20,000 a month if you don't want to become a millionaire, something like that. But believe it's going to happen. Have your goal in your mind and believe it's going to take place. So therefore, every single task you do towards that goal will become worth it if you know in the end it's going to make you the money that you desire. Does that make sense? Let's go with the Olympics as another example, right? Let's say we've got two contestants and one coach tells one contestant, if you do XYZ activities every single day, I can guarantee 100% fact you will get a gold medal. And another coach tells their athlete contestant that if you do XYZ, the same activities every single day, you've got a 10% chance of getting a gold medal. Who do you think is more likely to do the activities every single day? The person on this side that coach said is going to get 100% chance of getting the gold medal. Of course that isn't true. You can't be guaranteed getting a gold medal. But the fact they believe that doing those tasks will get them the gold medal makes them far more likely to do it. So you need to believe the same way. Have that false just prophecy fulfilling confidence that you doing the task right now will make you a millionaire or make you the money you desire at the end of the road. Just believe it. And slowly but surely it will start to piece together. So Right now, if you're doing something and you're not sure if it's going to be worth it, it's worth it, trust me. Because even if that particular task won't make you money, the skills you learn from it, the discipline you learn from it will help you later down the line. Trust me when I say that. So, another part of that is what I call the non-negotiables principle. Basically, you need to tell yourself certain stuff is going to get done and it will get done. That's how it is. You've got to have that discipline and self-respect with yourself. If your boss tells you he needs you in at work at 9 a.m. or your teacher tells you you need the homework in at Tuesday, 10 a.m., most likely a lot of people will get it done. That's respect and your fear of punishment. But when you tell yourself it's time to go gym at 9 a.m., it's time to wake up at 6 a.m., why don't you do it? It's a lack of self-respect really, and you need to form that non-negotiable with yourself and with your life. So the way I like to look at it is I split my day into two sides. The non-negotiables, this gets done no matter what. There's no two ways about it. This has to get finished. And then you've got the bonuses. Now, what's very key about these non-negotiables is you split it up task by task, and each task should be at least an hour long. AKA, when it comes to my YouTube channel, for example, I don't set a non-negotiable as make a YouTube video, because that's a lot of components. I would split it up into script a YouTube video, research a YouTube video, edit a YouTube video, record a YouTube video, all the different components. Does that make sense? A lot of people, they just do make a video. What does that even mean? You've got to split it up bit by bit and kind of micro task. So let's look at my non-negotiables for a day. So number one, a push day at the gym. That would be going to the gym and doing shoulders, triceps and chest. A good workout, and make sure each non-negotiable is at least 1 hour long, and I aim for a minimum of 3 at a time. My second non-negotiable, edit a YouTube video. I've got a YouTube video that I've scripted and recorded. It's now time to edit it. That will get done before the day ends. And my third non-negotiable, as I said, for the past few years, I've been a full-time student as well, is do a past paper for a maths test. I've got maths test coming up. I need to do a past paper for it. Does that make sense? So each non-negotiable will get done by the time the day ends. And each one should be at least an hour long, but not too long. I'm not talking 5 hours for each task. At least an hour long. And if it is 5 hours, that means you can probably break it up further because you haven't broken it up enough. Because if I did make a YouTube video, that would be like a 10-hour task. But if I break it down, okay, research is an hour, scripting is an hour and a half maybe, recording the video is like 45 minutes, editing is maybe 2-3 hours. Does that make sense? It starts to break it down further and further. So you need to break it down into hour-long tasks and set them as your non-negotiables. Now, aim for a minimum of 3. I normally go for between 3 and 5 each day. And if each one's an hour long, that means between 3 and 5 days are productive. Now, a lot of people sit there and go, well, that's not very productive. There's 24 hours in a day. You sleep for 8 hours a day. That's 16 hours left. How is only doing 3 to 5 hours of work actually going to make you productive? Well, here's the trick. A lot of people actually are very lazy and don't do a lot of work. So 3 to 5 hours a day isn't actually that much work when you look at it, especially, and this is the key one, if you do focused work. Not an hour of messing about, check emails, check my messages, where you might be doing 3 hours, but only productive work is actually about 45 minutes. I'm talking an hour of productive work. And by setting the task to do rather than time to do, you know that task will get done, and that's far more important. So don't set up saying, a lot of people, they go, I'm going to revise 2 hours of maths, or I'm going to do 2 hours towards my business. What does that mean? You can do 2 hours of scrolling through emails, 2 hours of looking at your phone or reading pointless messages, or you can set a task of, I'm going to do a past paper. That past paper might take you 3 hours to do or 2 hours to do, but the past paper is done. I prefer to set objectives rather than a time scale as an event scale, as like doing the task. If the task is done, I'm happy. There's some days where I'm very productive in a 4-hour session. There's some days where I'm very productive in a 1-hour session. As long as my tasks get done, I'm happy. So those are my non-negotiables. Those are, no matter what, they are getting done today. And if I don't get them done, I'll be very disappointed in myself, and it makes me feel guilty if I go out and have to do something later, like play the PlayStation. I don't play PlayStation, but let's say I was, or going out to have a meal with my friends, family, etc. Then you got bonuses. So these are what I call nice to-dos. The non-negotiables have to get done, and if you've got spare time in your day, you've got some good momentum, some confidence from your non-negotiables and other events, let's get some bonuses done. Script another YouTube video, bulk create TikToks, outreach to clients, read for 20 minutes, meditate for 10 minutes. Just certain examples of what I've got sometimes as my bonuses. But the non-negotiables are basically what needs to get done. So pay very special attention to what these tasks, these non-negotiables and bonuses are, because this is the key to the whole productivity hack. I've got 2 boxes on here. One at the top is an input and the one at the bottom is an output. Now, if you've noticed, I focus on the inputs, not the outputs. Let's go back to my task right here, the non-negotiables. Push day at the gym. My task was not gain 5 kg in muscle or lose 7 kg in fat. Why? Because I can't control that. Does that make sense? What can I control? I can control turning up to the gym. I can control putting in a 1 hour workout. I can control when it comes to my YouTube videos. I can control editing a YouTube video. I can control how many videos I post each month. I can't control gain 2,000 subscribers by the end of the month. Gain 100,000 views on TikTok by the next week. Something like that. You can't control these things. A lot of people, when it comes to their goals for the day, it's stuff they can't control. It's land free meetings. You can't control when you DM someone if they're going to respond back to you and book a meeting with you. You can't control that. So what happens is people become demotivated because their goals do not align with actually stuff they can achieve. Reverse engineer. Yes, you want to book free client meetings. Okay, what is your current conversion rate? You might not know, but let's say a current conversion rate is about 1 to 2%. So if you want to book free meetings, that means that you need to call what? 300 people, 200 people to get that if your conversion rate is 1 to 2%. So your task for the day then is to cold DM 300 people with the template, because then it should work towards your goal. And if you, at the end of the day, you haven't booked free meetings, then you either need to improve your template, improve your approach, or DM more people. Simple. So when you make your tasks stuff you can actually control and do, it makes it so much better, because then you are in complete control of your destiny. And if it doesn't happen, it's down to you and you've made a mistake somewhere down the line. Does that make sense? So always focus on the inputs, not the outputs. My goals are not reach 10,000 subscribers on YouTube, reach 500,000 followers on TikTok, because I can't control that. My goals are, can I post 10 high quality videos on YouTube every single month? Can I post daily on my TikTok page for a month? Then at the end of the month, I'll analyze and go, okay, I've reached my goal. Did I achieve what I wanted? Yes, great. Let's see if we can do the same next month or improve it. If we get to the end of the month, no, I didn't achieve my goal. Okay, what went wrong? Was this video not up to quality? Was I rushing the videos because I focused on getting 10 out? Should I drop down to 8 videos and focus more on quality? Does this make sense? So reverse engineer and focus on what you can control, because then if you know you've done what you can control, it's a happy day. There's been days where I've been really productive. I'm talking done all my non-negotiables and a few bonuses as well, but I've actually made zero money. No money's entered my bank account. But I feel very happy and fulfilled because my focus and my attention is on the stuff I can control, aka achieving my non-negotiables and bonuses. I don't care about the rest of the stuff, aka money in the bank account. There's been other days where I've been paid a lot of money. Why? Because invoices from a few weeks ago have finally been paid into my account. So at the end of the day, my account's gone up by thousands. But when I look at the day, I did not achieve my non-negotiables. I didn't achieve my bonuses. So in my eyes, that's a bad day. Even though money when it entered my bank account, doesn't matter, because I've obviously modeled my whole aspect of productivity around achieving what I can control and letting the outputs take care of themselves. So focus on the inputs, not the outputs. That's a big thing, because a lot of people's goals and tasks are stuff they cannot control. Honestly, ask yourself, if you have a direct control over that task, then you can put it down. The next one, delayed gratification. A lot of people in the self-help space seem to love this concept of delayed gratification. Now, I'm not going to be the person to say don't play video games, or don't watch Netflix, or don't go out with your friends, or don't go out partying. Everyone's got one life. If you find that fun, do it. But how can you now use it to do the stuff beforehand, aka the productivity stuff? So I don't really like going out partying and clubbing, it's not my thing. I don't really like Netflix or video games. What I do like is I like going out for evening meals with my friends. I like doing activities like sports, and I definitely like watching YouTube at times. That's what I like to do. So those are my three, I'd say, like vices or guilty pleasures sort of vibe. Even though they're not guilty pleasures, these are the stuff I get fulfillment from. Am I going to tell myself don't do that stuff? Obviously not. I enjoy it. It's part of life. You should enjoy life. But how can I use this stuff? So if my friends want to go out for an evening meal, for example, great. Let's say 9 p.m. it's booked in. So I tell myself now, okay, I've got a meal coming up at 9 p.m. I need to get all my non-negotiables done beforehand so I can go into that meal feeling happy and fulfilled that I've done all my work beforehand. Does that make sense? Because otherwise what happens is, and what happens for me, because I've obviously got this high expectation of myself that I need to do all these things, if I haven't done my non-negotiables and I get to the meal at the end of the day, I'm sitting there kind of not present, I'm not really focused, I'm not really happy because I know I've not done certain stuff before in the day. I've cheated myself out of my reward. Does that make sense? So A lot of people, when it comes to studying, they have chocolate bars in the textbook. So when they get to that page, they get a chocolate bar. That's delayed gratification. So use your enjoyment to your advantage. I've got a book on my shelf called Think and Grow Rich, somewhere along here, right? And a big concept around that book is actually admitting you've got desires, but waiting for those desires and using those desires as rewards. The people that are able to understand, okay, I really like to play golf on the weekend. Let me make sure I get everything done so then I can play golf and my reward is playing golf, will do far better than someone that just cuts out golf completely or just does it on a whim. Use your rewards use your pleasures as rewards, if that makes sense. So delayed gratification is a big part of it. Make sure you do have time to enjoy yourself. That's why you do certain things. You want money so you can enjoy yourself at the end of the day, right? So you can have those freedoms. So have certain things to do in the day, and when you achieve them, by all means, play PlayStation with your friends, go out to the club or whatever you want to do, go watch a series on Netflix, do whatever you like, you deserve it. So, action step for this video, because watching it is not enough. We need to start implementing these steps going forward. So what I want you to do is I want you to write down your 3 non-negotiables or just have it in your head. I like to have it in my head, but I appreciate some people prefer to write it down because then it's a pact with yourself. It's on paper. You can see it. Someone else could potentially see it, for example. But yeah, if it's past like midday, then you could do these non-negotiables for tomorrow. Or if you're watching this in the morning, do these non-negotiables for today. I always like to do my non-negotiables from the night before so I can wake up with purpose in my life. Because if you wake up and you've got no purpose, that's when you start procrastinating, doing X, doing Y. When I woke up today, I knew one of my non-negotiables was recording this video. It was getting done today. And look, it's what times? I haven't got my watch on, but it's around 1 p.m. and this video is getting recorded. That's one of my non-negotiables already done for the day, if that makes sense. So write down your non-negotiables of the day to start doing that. As always, subscribe down below and importantly hit the bell notification button so you do not miss out on any videos on this channel. I'm talking exactly how to help you make money online, especially through TikTok and YouTube, which is where I'm predominantly made my money as well. Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. And not just that, check out this video right beside me as it gives you a breakdown of how I made my first $10,000 as a student. You're going to want to watch out, especially if you've got a lot of stuff going on right now and you haven't made money online yet. I'll see you guys in my next video. Take care.